Hi collective and chosen ones, welcome to my channel. So here's another week of an update to give you a timeless reading. So all my readings are timeless in the sense that it's as and when you resonate with it, and if it doesn't, leave the rest. Not everything is obviously going to be resonating with you. Now, this reading is really about your encounter with a certain person that's been on your mind. I haven't been talking a lot about relationships only because the collective group is heading towards working on yourself. And as such, when you are going through some times where you have to create a brand new self and leaving out the things that no longer serve for you, half the time it's to do with relationship breaking down, and you're working on anything new. Although sometimes it's about everything else, but everything's all interrelated. But this week I'm specifically talking about relationships. When you first met this person, it was out of the blue. A lot of it is through online, and this person picked up your vibration. But when you saw this person, it had a lot of toxic energy to it. And you started to become toxically bonded with this person. And at that time, you were starting to work on yourself. You had started to kind of break away from a lot of people in your lives. This could be about nearly 2 years ago or a few years ago. So you've actually never even really had a relationship with this person, but you kind of bonded in a way. So this has a past life connection to it. And you're wondering why you met this person. And Spirit's here to let you know that this is by design, that is meant to be, that you met up with this person. Not necessarily having a relationship as such, but to kind of, in a way, to start off with, is a trauma bonding. This person has a lot of childhood wounds, and so did you. And so you kind of co-created together. And this is what exactly Spirit does to all the collective, is in a way co-designing or coordinating this. And I don't like to use the word use, but that's exactly what it is. Spirit has used you to co-create with this person, with your experiences, to elevate both of you and learn some lessons. Now, this person may very likely to live very far from you, so there's not only a mental distance, but it has a lot of distance between you. You could be living interstate or possibly even overseas. The person that you've been dealing with is an on and off situation. So sometimes you might be feeling the energy that's very hot and very, very warm, and then another minute they retrieve. There is something that this person's not dealing with in terms of relationships, and also yourself as well. So both of you kind of run and chase, on, off, on, off. And it's been like that ever since you met. So you've actually never formed a close relationship as such. Now, the last time you spoke to that person could be a very long time. Someone in the collective have not heard from this person for a year, and it's deliberately you have moved away from them. And during that time, you have worked on yourself. The collective and chosen ones have been actively and every day working on yourself. So much so that it's like the difference between you being a cheetah in running in the speed against a turtle, and the other party or this person is the turtle. So in terms of spiritual work, you are poles apart. Now this person has come back to think that you have moved on with another person, but in reality you haven't. But at the same time, you have started to move on to work on yourself, and you chose yourself. And this person in the meantime has still repeated some same patterns. There was a lot of lust when you first met them, very sexual. Everything was about sexual advances, lots of text messages that are very sexually orientated, and it actually put you off. And that's the reason why there were a lot of interaction going on apart from the distance. It hasn't been very easy for you to work on these spiritual self and working on yourself to improve everything, because you don't know anything about that person and the other person doesn't know either. So it's vice versa. So both of you have been wondering what's been going on, and at the back of your mind you had known that sooner or later they're going to come back to you again. And sure enough, if you haven't heard from them, it's going to come very soon. So for the collective who had been contacted, this person started off just as if nothing has happened. Hey, how are you? Happy New Year, happy Merry Christmas, whatever. As if nothing has happened. And it's left you thinking, well, what do you want? Intuitively, all this time you knew that this person has options. So did you. But you have been keeping your loyalty. Your life now is not about going out there and just seeing what you can get and living in a very materialistic side. But this person has been. It's all about the looks, the exterior, and what I can get out of the other person. And what has happened during this time is that this person has played their own game. This was a player that had been out just getting whatever they want, living a life and working in a position that possibly can get as much money as they can. What they didn't realize is that during this time that's in your absence, they thought that they can replace you. So they go out there and meet somebody else. And when that happened, something terribly wrong has happened. And let me just interrupt you for a second. You, from day one, could remote access this person, and you knew that. You saw in your mental state somebody that is going to do that. It's like watching a movie in advance and you know exactly what's going to happen. So when this person came back to tell you something is not right, but they didn't tell you the full story, you kind of knew. And what happened is that you didn't want to express, or you didn't want to review the ugly side of that person. And you're not here to judge. There's a lot of, if you believe in twin flame, this could be a twin flame dynamic or karmic dynamic. And this person has betrayed you. And on the other hand, you knew that. And all this time you had not blocked completely this person. You tried to block them with the phone and social media, but you kept coming back. And what Spirit's doing is still keep you both in a way bonded. Now this toxic bond, you had no way of firstly severed the bond. As much as you couldn't do it. It's not like, I use the analogy of a pair of scissors or knife to sever the bond. It's like a rope or something that's tied up with a metal, so you couldn't actually get rid of it. Now, the reason why this has been happening is because both of you have been together and met for a particular reason. Both of you have to learn spiritual lessons, but in a way at different time and different paces. This person's very slow. They've got a long way to go, whereas you have been working on your spirituality in your lifetime through these experiences with heartaches, pain, lots of challenges and everything from left, right and center, from your life to your work life to relationships. But because you have spent so much time apart, this is now becoming something that you are very good at doing, is to really get rid of any issues and working on your own, because you chose yourself. You chose yourself by working on yourself. You express yourself love. You spend time on yourself in the hermit mode. I've done many readings in the past where you've spent so much time reflecting on your own and you had not involved a lot of people. You also spend a lot of time severing ties with people that no longer serve you and they're not for you, except this person. Now you're wondering why you cannot get rid of this person. The reason is that Spirit is wanting you both to co-create. And there may be a time where in future, when this person has learned the lessons and going through their karmic lessons, it may be a chance that you could actually have a real relationship. There is a very strong past life connection. And I'm not surprised if you felt that each of you may have done something wrong with each other or have had a really strong relationship and bond that could not be broken, but it was very toxic. Now, the lessons that you are learning is the codependency side. And collective, you are now learning to sever ties or anything to move away from the toxicity and the need to be depending on the others. So that's the reason why this person has now come back, because what they have gone through with the Tower moment is that they have encountered somebody else that was relying on them, and they mixed business with pleasure, and something wrong came out of it, and it went terribly wrong and backfired. So now this person's having to deal with all sorts of things, from legal side to finance, because everything was according to it was about money. So now this person is now having to reflect on their own and dealing with it, because it had nothing to do with you. But they want to come back to you because the way they see you is that they think of you as the world. They think of you as somebody who they can spend a long time with you, but they've done nothing about it the time that they've been, like, since they met you. You've not actually had any sort of physical contact sexually with this person. It is all about that person fantasizing about you. They think of you as the queen and everything that they can dream of, but they're too scared to come to you, and they're too scared to be hurt. But there are many times when they come back to you and contact you, and it's always about charging through and seeing what's happening, because they don't want to lose you. So every now and then you receive a message, a text message, say, hey, how are you going? And not wanting to express how they feel about you. They may sort of sometimes give you some compliments, but they don't actually have never expressed that they really like you. And vice versa, you also have a lot of love for this person, but you know that this person's not ready yet. There's lots of things that is very immature and they need to work on themselves. There's a lot of childhood wounds, possibly with a father figure or even a mother figure, with a lot of control issues. So this person's always constantly walking around not wanting to deal with things. When it comes to anything to do with relationships and the mental side and the spiritual side, that's not really in their radar. It's all about them in the spiritual, in this materialistic world, and very much kind of on the surface level. So this person's very confused at the moment. They don't know what to do because they've crossed the line, and this is to do with the work that I mentioned before. So somebody is wanting, the client is possibly dealing with their money, and they're also running out of resources for money. The way they want to advance with you is not going ahead. Everything's just going wrong. It's stopping them. Third parties are stopping you from getting together or reunions. So they're up in their head at night. They can't sleep, reflecting on what's going on. They can't stop thinking about wanting to be with you. They can't stop thinking about you, but they can't stop thinking about what has happened badly with the other person. They also may have somebody that they have not broken up with. They are also very much bored with their life. They want to have a fresh start with you and forget about what has happened. But the Tower moment has hit them. So that they're at a crossroad where they have to think what to do. Now, there's lots of downloads that I've been receiving, so I'm going to just let you know that there's nothing you need to do for the time being, because this is all the issues that this person has to face and being responsible. You have been more than accommodating to this person, and there's nothing else that can be done, because there's not really a concrete relationship going on. And this person has to fix up all their issues and face it head on before they can come correct with you. So in the meantime, as I said, there's nothing you need to do but except to work on yourself, do things that make you happy, spend a lot of time with rest and rejuvenate yourself. Socially, if you like, please spend some time with your loved ones or friends that you care about. And at the same time, you're very much focused on your finances and long-term stability. But at this stage, this person cannot provide you that. So I'll come back soon and give you another update. Occasionally I do the longer readings, and most of the time I do a lot of shorts. That's because some people cannot, when they work on spirituality, it's all too much if it goes on for longer periods. So I hope you enjoy this reading and get a lot out of this. And I'm sending you lots of love and blessings. And if you get a chance, if you're not subscribed, please hit the bell notification and like the post. And I'll see you soon. Bye for now.